We're here. We are live. We are live. This is Dakota. I don't know if Dakota's coming. Jake's not coming. It's just us. You're dealing with us
All
tonight.
Dakota said was work.
Yep. Baby,
So,
work.
So we knew he was at work. We're not sure if he's still at work.
But he confirmed that he was there.
Yes. And it was
No,
really
he
helpful.
didn't. He just said the word work. That confirms nothing.
Well, Brad said, "Where are you?"
Oh,
Okay.
that's true.
And
I
he
said,
said-
where is
Okay.
it? Yeah.
Work.
I was gonna say if
So-
he could have said pizza, and that doesn't confirm
Where
that
are
he's
you?
eating pizza.
Pizza.
Where are you, Dakota? You've joined us. We don't see you.
This is a problem.
At any rate, okay, so we got a big week coming up here. MegaCon at the end of the week. That's going to be an experience. The same day we have a college welcome event downtown. So it's going to be a busy day.
Same day.
Same exact day.
Who's doing that?
Me and one lovely volunteer that wants to leave Jackson early and doesn't want to clean up at MegaCon.
I might go.
That might actually work. We'll talk about it.
But we're on
after,
till, I mean, that goes from 5 to 8. So MegaCon is it's going to be a long day. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a long day. At any rate, MegaCon is coming up. This is the first one that I'm going to work. I am excited and nervous about it.
We got some great stories from the Adrian Comic Con.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier.
Three of
like,
us, yeah.
I was thinking about that. Is somebody going to come through and
Forgot
give
about
us some really personal information like the last time we
Didn't happen.
did a con together?
I don't remember what you're talking about. But,
You weren't there at that time. I think you were smoking.
oh, okay.
But it
Makes
definitely
sense.
happened.
So
I mean, it's-
anytime work was to be had.
Oh, whatever. Speaking of which, we need to get a cart. Work. All right, so does that mean you're not coming, Dakota?
Yeah, that's not. You didn't give us any new information.
Can you
But-
just like put Milky Way, like that's where we're all at technically, like macro view, right?
Good one, Dad.
I don't get it.
It's a dad joke.
I'm not your dad.
It's a really
You're
stupid
a
joke,
dad.
though.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. So, I guess I kind of wanted to start with what was going on. Harold Randall has joined. Unbelievable.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Hi, Brittany. Did you
I
make it
always
to the
think that
airport?
that's my
minute.
sister.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
How are you on the phone right now?
Yeah, hang on. That was debunked. You can't be on your phone on a plane. It'll crash.
Yeah.
Maybe she's
Wi-Fi you
already in
can.
Texas. No, she's in the future.
She's in the future.
Or
How did you get to the future? No, she went to the another time zone. She's in the
that's right.
past.
She's in the past. Excuse me. She's
Come
in the
back,
past.
Brittany. You're in the past. No, okay, so what's going on in video games? We haven't talked about video games in a long time.
Borderlands 3 is coming out soon.
Yeah.
That means
Borderlands-
nothing to me. I've never played a single Borderlands.
That's a cool game, dude.
I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've never played it myself.
What kind of game is it?
It's a looter shooter.
Yeah.
Shadow Rub time. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Oh, wow.
Shadow Rub time.
What's your favorite game? Shadow Rub.
I don't get it.
I don't either. But Outer Worlds
Were you
comes
guys
out
not
soon
on
too.
the... I know you weren't
Yeah.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
The Shadow Rub. That is so funny. There is no new video game. No video games new yet. What?
Oh, there he is.
Lock the door, bro.
I feel like he lied.
We're closed.
He said
Lock
he was
the
at
door.
work.
You're closed now?
I guess so.
No, okay, so Borderlands, I've never... Are they... I always thought it was like a
it's
poor man's
first-person
Fallout.
No, dude, it's completely different.
Okay.
The only thing they really have in common is that they're first-person shooters.
It felt like Fallout
You're
when I
gonna
played it.
upset... Is Jake sitting here? No, that's
I
you.
think Fallout is. I think I would classify Fallout
No.
as a looter
Work.
shooter. Why not?
Am I right?
Borderlands and Fallout are not comparable. They're not at all the same games.
Not the same
Why not?
game, no, but
What do you-
they're
what do you-
similar.
Um,
I'm not saying one's better or anything.
so,
That's
like,
not
the
what I'm
guns
saying.
in Borderlands are procedurally driven. So, like, there's, like, a billion different kinds of guns you could pick up.
Okay.
And it's based off of your skill level and who's with you and stuff like that. Fallout is just, like, there's, like, 6 different guns you could get.
Yeah, and it's all
that all
randomly
there is?
generated.
I mean, there's more.
There's
more
a
than
finite
that.
number.
But it's the
Um,
same as like Skyrim and Oblivion. Like you have classes of right. Like you have ebony armor and ebony weapons. It's
I
the
mean,
same concept.
it's not
Of
even.
a
It's
sort,
not even
yeah.
really that in depth.
Also, there are a finite number in Borderlands as well.
I didn't say there was.
He did.
Oh,
He
no,
did say a bajillion.
no, you-
which a
you said-
bajillion is.
So like a
That doesn't say
billion.
finite number.
A billion is different than 6.
Is a bajillion a real number?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Why
Okay.
would you cite that number? Then are
Also,
you
I
lying?
just, need
It's
to,
like
I just need to
billion.
point out Shadow Rub.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
already had a
we
good
discussed
chuckle
it.
about that.
Oh my god. So
Hey, nobody
funny.
else remembered that, so I was dying. And
Oh, I knew.
Can I throw something out really quick? Because I feel like you have personally attacked me, and I need to call out this
Let's hear it.
microaggression. on the air right
Let's
now.
hear it.
I
Point of personal
wouldn't, I wouldn't
privilege?
look because
This is microaggression.
What
the
is
podcast.
going on?
you scheduled a bunch of events throughout the end of the year.
Are
And,
they
I,
all on
and I,
your
I went and checked every 40K event for the remainder of the year, and you scheduled them on my weekend every time
You're gonna have to
for
change
the rest
weekends.
of 2019. That's literally impossible.
So basically, what you're telling us is we will not expect you at a tournament here for the rest of 2019.
Yes,
Okay, cool.
basically.
So
Status quo.
I want to point out how enthused I am that I made all those events and at least one person has read them. So that means
Well,
a
I know
lot.
Jason had
That
because he
one person
reacted to
was
a bunch
not
of
me.
them. So
You have no idea how like that takes literally a full day to put out that camp because it's not just 40K.
why can't you just be like replicate event, select this new
you
time?
do, but you
Yeah.
have to manually do it.
Yeah,
Facebook
but, like,
doesn't make it like
no,
super easy.
That's why I'm saying like
Have you tried it on
like
your
it
phone?
should be super easy, barely
it
an
would be
inconvenience.
way harder on my phone. Dude, I cannot
about
operate.
that.
When you called me dad earlier, I'm a
I
dad.
never
when-
called you dad.
you said-
I was on the
all right.
podcast. I literally heard it. Dakota Bowerman, don't even start talking about feeling attacked by Tim's scheduling. Yeah, hashtag Thursday tournaments. I'd be down for that. I have every Thursday off. Always.
I would not. I have school on Thursday, so don't do that.
This
I
is what
think you
have
guys
to
are
deal with.
missing the point of a business. Like, it would be when the most people could show up, not you guys.
Yeah, no.
I
Jason,
don't understand.
Jason says my life is just 40K, family, and work. That is it.
That is it. You need to play Sigmar, bro.
Just more plastic.
So listen, I'm in it's called Shit Talking Tactics, a 40K group where they just bash people, right? It's fantastic.
That sounds awesome.
It's fantastic. Like
How do
they
I
call
get in?
out cheaters. Like apparently, like today there was a theme going where everybody was posting about they were starting a coaching service, or like I'm not starting a coaching service, but my friend paints. You know, like they were just trolling people that have these 40K coaching services. And one guy just put his PayPal me address on there. He said, "Just pay me." It didn't say anything else. Like I'm not offering anything in return. I wanted to send the guy $10, but it wasn't exactly worth it. Yeah, Jason actually got me into that group.
Dude,
It's
he
fantastic.
would have crapped his pants if like someone actually paid him.
I bet somebody did.
Wait, hold on. I want to point something out. Did Jake Powell join the?
He better not have.
Where's
I'm
Jake
gotta
I'm
be
Powell?
just saying.
driving.
I don't see
Brittany
him.
joined.
Yeah, because she's not driving.
She's flying in an airplane, which makes it more illegal.
Once you're off the
Are
ground,
you sure
you're
about
fine.
illegal?
Or at altitude.
You can
I don't
literally kill
think it's
thousands of
actually-
people with an airplane.
Yeah, but it's
I
not-
don't think that's how that
Airplanes
works.
fundamentally changed the course of this country. Do you not remember?
A long time ago.
Galaxy far, far away.
I mean,
That was a while
I don't
ago.
see your point. The automobiles did also. Cell phones did also.
I think he's talking about 9/11.
but-
Definitely
right.
talking about 9/11, but thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for pointing that out.
I am definitely micro.
You can kill thousands of people on a phone on an airplane.
You're stretching a bit.
That's what I've been told.
So you were talking
Your
about
phone will kill
Borderlands.
Ask Harold.
Am I really the only person that's played Borderlands?
Yeah, I've never played a
I-
single
I-
one.
surprised by
I
that.
gave it an honest shot, and I did not like it.
What didn't you like about it?
love that.
I have never. I couldn't get into
Never.
it.
I
Dude, I,
never-
pla-
Yeah, but
I played.
why?
I played for like a good 5 hours. I gave it a real shot.
Yeah. Okay.
And
but
I just-
what was the response that you didn't like?
I guess I just wasn't really having fun with it. I guess like dude, this was talking about Borderlands 1. I didn't
Well,
really
it's hard
enjoy
to
it
have
all
a
that much.
discussion when there's no
Yeah.
critiques.
Yeah, no, it was so
Um,
long ago. I guess for starters, I didn't like how the game looked, which is a very petty thing to say
I do
about
think
a
that
game.
it is
but-
important to an extent if you're going to be spending a lot of time
Absolutely,
looking
yeah.
at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is-
and
it
like,
definitely has a
there was
different
like
artistic
there was no
approach.
story to be had.
It is very
Oh, there's
abstract.
definitely story there.
I mean, not
Yeah.
out of what I was getting.
Within the first
Um,
like 5 minutes of the game, there's more story than any of Fallout or.
The only
Skyrim
Fallout
was
I ever
getting-
played
Just none-
was
none
Fallout
that I
4,
was
and I
interested
didn't
in.
care for Fallout. I mean, I didn't like hate it, but I was like, man, like I don't understand what everybody loves about it.
I just hate that they've turned into like there's no moral there are no moral decisions and everything is it's just like all right,
Skyrim's
go
like
ahead and
that.
just
Well, there
drag your knuckles over here and you'll shoot some
Knuckle
stuff.
dragger.
there are moral decisions, but there's no repercussions. That's the problem. There's no lasting consequences to your action.
That and
That's
there's
the
like
issue.
getting rid of the whole karma system from Fallout was
Yeah,
just
that
dumb.
was
like
yeah.
Like
That didn't make
there's
any
no
sense.
reason to
Point in
yeah.
Borderlands is to be as big of a piece of shit as possible. So I mean, that's
Yeah.
That's why it's
appealing
not a
to
more
me.
popular
It's
game
appealing to
then.
me. It is a very popular game.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people
they-
really excited.
they-
Outer Worlds, I brought this up earlier.
Yeah.
Outer Worlds comes out next month.
Yeah, it
What
looks
does?
cool too.
What
Outer
is that?
Worlds, it's so you remember Fallout New Vegas?
Yeah, but I again didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah, no,
I
I
hear
did-
a lot. I hear a lot of people really liked it.
I
agree.
I enjoyed
really-
Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah,
I really
okay.
like 3. I
But
didn't care for New Vegas.
so-
New Vegas was just DLC to 3.
So, New Vegas wasn't
I
made
was
by
talking
Bethesda.
about 3
It was
earlier.
made
I
by
meant 3.
another game developer called Obsidian, and they have been making Outer Worlds for a long time, and it's basically their own IP in a very similar way to New Vegas.
Okay.
So that's supposed
see
to
what
come.
happens.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That
like
comes out very soon.
post-apocalyptic like
It's future. It's not necessarily post-apocalyptic. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more like interplanetary, intergalactic.
Hey,
sort
what,
of
the-
setting.
what
Anybody
is,
else want to hear that song right now?
I don't
Intergalactic.
Beastie Boys?
Yeah, I got it.
What's wrong? Do you live under a rock?
what's the Bethesda's coming out with a space RPG, right?
Eventually.
Right,
see.
right. Was it
Yeah, we'll see.
Starfinder?
Yeah,
No, not Starfinder.
It was.
it's not Starfinder, it's
No, it's. I can't remember the name off the
It's
top of my
who
head.
cares? You got
It's
8
like
years.
Starfield.
Starfield.
Starfield or something like that. But
No, it sounds awesome.
No, yeah,
Literally it's a Bethesda game, so like I'm interested. I just don't want them to continue on
meth
with
it up.
like the
Listen, man,
Skyrim and
like
Fallout
the
4
whole
track.
the common
I
denominator I,
would
think is
much
getting
rather
dumber.
them. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say like they've been dumbing their games down. I mean, like
Yeah.
look no further than Fallout 76.
If they continue the route of Fallout 4 and Skyrim, I will be ecstatic. If
Why?
they go into
3
the
or
games
4?
as a service, like 76 was, everybody will just be disappointed.
No, I don't
Yes.
think. I don't think they're going to go down that road again.
Well, it was such an enormous flop that I don't think.
Yeah, I
they'll
don't
try
Yeah,
think
to
but like
go down
everybody
that
could
Fallout
look
4
at it.
wasn't as dramatically bad as a lot of people, as you guys are saying.
Well,
Like,
I
it was commercially.
I
success.
played
it
Fallout. I
was a
played
good-
Fallout 4 quite a bit. I didn't hate it. I just thought it was a
But,
crappy RPG.
I mean,
Yeah, no,
they
it's a
changed-
great shooter, terrible RPG.
they changed a lot of the scope to put in like the try and capture the Minecraft audience, right? So they were trying
Yeah,
to put
exactly.
in building and stuff,
exactly.
which that didn't succeed. So
Exactly.
I don't think.
and yet they put it into
I also
76
just don't
as
like
well,
how
which
they
was-
dumb down their games to cater to this least common denominator.
Yeah, but
I-
it's a business move.
that's
like,
everybody. That's
Yeah,
not-
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that
but
that
it's
that
happening everywhere.
good. Yeah.
And
not everywhere. What about-
Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, look
at- looks
that's
great.
gonna be a
God of
great
War was
game.
fantastic.
it beyond
Um,
fantastic. It was great.
Spider-Man was good too.
Mhm.
You know, those weren't games as a service. You really should check it out.
Not playing
One of
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
probably
We
my
should talk
favorite
about
games.
Spider-Man
We will be
which
talking
was
about
The Witcher,
Spider-Man.
was another one that wasn't dumbed
See,
down to the
now
lowest common
I couldn't
denominator.
get into The Witcher.
That's fair.
But I'm
There's a
gonna,
lot there.
I'm gonna give it a lot more effort after this Netflix series is coming out.
Okay.
Because like that's my kind of
Yeah, absolutely.
genre.
Absolutely. It's
I would have
it's
assumed
a
you would really
the
like it.
story.
Well,
the
I
story is
bought
the
it-
absolute best part of the
I
game.
bought it when it wasn't finished. You know, like when it was new,
Okay.
and
The
there was
Witcher?
so many bugs and glitches.
Oh
I
yeah, it
couldn't
was
make it through
it was filled with bugs
Yeah.
at the
It's
start.
so
which-
I'm-
How does
I-
that happen?
It is leaps and bounds. But I mean, you know, corporate is just rushing it. Like, get this out. Like there's
There's
so
a
much.
mentality to just patch it later.
Done is better than perfect.
Yeah.
Is that the
Exactly.
concept?
Well,
Like,
not to-
sell
not
it,
to
get it
mention-
out on market.
Not to mention they can generate their revenue from the game, more revenue from.
That's what I'm saying,
putting it
so
out.
they-
and
And
now
you
they have
can
more
pay your
resources
employees
yeah, exactly.
to
Now they have
finish
more resources to actually
It's a
patch the
horrible
game
thing
and
that's
stuff.
happened to gaming.
Yeah.
But
It is a reality.
I
though.
couldn't play it, and I was a victim of it.
That's fine.
So,
I
like,
actually put it down probably for the first year it came out after a while because I had an issue with a bug that I finally figured out how to fix it. But I had an issue with a bug where it was literally impossible for me to save my games. So for the longest time, I would play the game and it auto-saved quite frequently. So I was like, oh, I'm just not going to save it. It auto-saved or whatever. And then I would go to load up and wait, I already did all of this. Like, I'm like 6 hours behind.
Thanks, Denise.
What the heck happened?
That is awful.
And,
yeah. So I mean that it sat on a shelf for 6 months, and then I traded it.
yeah.
Jake came. He was like, "Wow, tuned in just to immediately get mad."
Welcome to continuous outrage, Jake.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Why? What did
Because
he
we're
hear
talking
about
about
Fallout?
He's a Fallout fan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I,
Now-
I think you
I
guys-
might have also like
Let's
referenced
get
you
it.
saying that you weren't a big fan of The Witcher because he's a huge fan of it.
But I actually gave critiques.
That's fair. Hey,
Now-
you know, I tried. It was like years ago. I just said I didn't have fun.
What are you saying, Tony?
So now, isn't it the case that Borderlands came out and was like not complete for a while?
Every game in the past 5
Yeah.
years has
Well,
come out now.
That is
complete.
a massive
but,
issue,
but I don't
man.
remember significant issues
Because I
with
was,
that one.
I didn't care for it when it came out, but I was told a while later that it had gotten better, since it had come out.
I didn't experience
All,
anything.
all I can think
Okay.
about is No Man's Sky.
I played,
man,
like, right
how
when it came
good
out,
They
and
say it
then-
is now.
That had the Destiny.
That is
sequel.
like the
So it was-
epitome of releasing a game that is
Yeah,
not done.
that's sort of a different degree than what we were originally talking about. Though.
That's like the
Bugs-
most egregious one we've
Bugs-
cited.
They
I
were
mean,
literally
absolutely.
sued because what they advertised was nothing like the,
Yeah.
the
It's
final
that's the
product.
games as a service idea.
Exactly.
So you start off with like a core concept, then you sell it as complete, and then tack stuff on.
I think
and
that's
charge
dishonest,
more.
and I really think that's wrong.
I don't even know how people still play No Man's Sky.
Well, apparently it's
Apparently
like
it's a lot
fantastic
better.
now.
Yeah.
It's like that's actually how a lot of these games turn out. So take Destiny 2 for instance. I've heard nothing but good things about Destiny 2. In the
I was
recent-
thinking about picking it back up.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but
Yeah.
good things
Really?
recently about. Yeah,
I didn't
like it's
like
it's
the-
supposed to be really good.
I didn't
right
like
now.
the way that game
So.
I didn't like how it played.
Objectively, some of the best shooting mechanics of this generation.
That's fair.
Hey,
I-
wait, Destiny 2?
Destiny 2. Yeah.
my I don't know if I played 2. I played
don't
played
either.
1 for a little while.
Don't
So-
get me wrong, it was a good game. It's just they flopped with end game content.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Well, you
whole
still get a lot
concept of
you
like
still
they
get a
had
lot
the
of time on
Well,
they
it.
had the
it was
first
great
DLC
after-
on disc.
Yeah.
It was on the
well,
disc.
It was more than the first DLC. It
Yeah,
was like
it was
the
like-
first 4.
It was the first season. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it
there
was,
was like.
Yeah, it was all the way up to House of Wolves. I think.
Yeah,
it
House
was
of
all-
Wolves. Yeah.
So it was the first. I think first 2.
And they sold you.
Yeah.
It was behind a paywall.
Yeah.
Is that EA though?
Uh,
Bungie,
Bungie,
right?
It was
Act-
pressure from EA. I know it was. I
I
remember
think it was
reading about
Activision.
it.
I think
You're
Activision.
right. You're right. It's Activision.
I think it was
yeah.
Activision,
But it was pressure from them
not
because
Bungie. Yeah.
they actually required them to put in a store for the Eververse. So that was there from like day
Yeah.
one. And they didn't even open that until season 2. It's like 2 years
Yeah.
after it was released.
Really?
Yeah.
I just really dislike that concept, man. It's like when you things never used to be that way. You know what I mean?
Well, it kind of takes the art out of it.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's a soulless pursuit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely just like let's try to make as much money as we can, and I understand. I'm all
They're
for
asking
it.
about the new Doom game.
I haven't heard anything
Oh,
about it.
that's gonna be sweet.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, dude,
the last one they made was awesome.
It
They're
was a
going
lot of
pretty
fun, yeah.
hardcore back to their roots.
Yeah,
like
well-
I mean, there's like no reloading and like.
Oh
just,
yeah,
You
it
can't
was,
reload.
No, you don't have
you
to.
don't, there is no reload.
Oh.
Like the original Doom games, where
Yeah.
you just had your ammo count and you just shot until it was empty.
That's
I mean,
fantastic.
Unless-
couldn't
unless
go-
it's
that's
a-
how real guns are.
I mean,
Unless
I
it's
was
a
gonna-
double barrel shotgun.
I was gonna say
And then you
I
have to
don't.
reload that.
I'm not saying that because I'm a fan of that, but
Dude, it's
it's
awesome.
So they're going
It's
back
awesome.
to having
It's
great game mechanics that
awesome,
are fun
yeah.
to play.
Right, and they throw out the throw other things to the wind, like it's not super
exactly.
realistic.
It's just
They don't take themselves too
it's
seriously.
yeah.
It's gonna be a gore fest.
Yeah.
just murder everything in the
You
most
really
efficient way
rarely
do
get
a lot
possible.
of
chainsaws after you kill so many people.
Yeah.
Like it just appears and then you can slaughter them.
Yeah, it
It's
was
great.
the
You ever
last one
play
was
Duke
super
Nukem?
fun. I'm super excited for this.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Which
poor
one?
man's Doom.
Yeah.
Like the newest one, because that one was.
Denise says none of
terrible.
these games can even compare to Frogger. Frogger is GOAT.
Get out of here.
is goat.
Greatest of all time.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
Oh, really?
Frogger is pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Equals GOAT.
Objectively, I'd say Tetris is better than Frogger.
I would agree.
Oh, Galaga.
Hey, I want
Galaga all day long.
Dig Dug, bro.
Unbelievable. Dig Dug was fun. Always came in the free like demo packs for the
Of
with
everything.
The, with the brand
Yeah,
new
because they
computer.
had to give it away
That's
because it was
fair.
so bad.
That's fair.
You sir can leave.
I want to go back to what you were talking about. What game was they tried to do the Minecraft thing?
Fallout.
Yeah.
I really don't like that idea of like
Let's try
tagging
to
up on concepts that are popular in other games.
Let's
But
just
that's-
incorporate this just to make a few
yeah,
bucks.
Call of Duty, everything they've ever released in the past 10 years.
Heck, they put it into Skyrim.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you
just
mean?
like
Put what in
The
Skyrim?
the whole building thing. That's in Skyrim too.
Oh, there's no creativity in it though.
Is there? I've never
What
done
do
it.
you mean,
because
you
I
can
have
build
it
stuff
on-
in Skyrim?
you
Oh,
can
they
build
had
a house.
a
You can build
DLC
yourself
in
a
there.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
You,
So
well,
I'm
you
just
gotta,
saying, like that's been commonplace in all.
No,
of
no,
the
I
games.
understand. And I guess I'm okay with it if it's. I'm not talking about features. I'm talking about like core mechanics, right? So what the last 40K
Chris agrees with you,
RTS.
Brad.
what was it? Dawn War 3.
3. I never played 3 actually.
Apparently they tried to make it like a
Yeah,
MOBA
never did.
and an RTS. They tried to blend them together.
Really?
What was this?
Dawn
Dawn
of
War
War 3.
3.
And
And
it's
it
an
flopped.
RTS.
Like but it wasn't truly an RTS with the third
It's
iteration.
supposed to be
which-
an RTS.
Right, which is a huge problem, right?
Mhm.
So like, oh well, League of Legends is super popular, and we've got a really cool IP.
Is that really what they did?
That, from what I understand, I mean, I've never played it because I looked at it, I was like, I'm not buying that.
Dude, I just missed Dawn of War 1. It was great.
They came out with a fourth
Robert
iteration
talking
of
about?
Command and Conquer Tiberium Wars.
Did they really?
Yeah, and it was
Really?
terrible.
Oh, yeah.
People
yeah.
hated
Dude,
it.
I imagine so
World of
because I
Warcraft.
never even heard of it.
What's that?
Yeah.
World of Warcraft.
No, I know.
Smash
But are they
Bros, bro.
re-releasing it or something?
I don't
Oh,
know.
I thought-
Oh, World of Warcraft?
I thought
Yeah,
they did that a while ago,
They're actually
but-
re-releasing a classic version.
Yeah.
Without any of the expansions or
Dude,
anything.
if I had a PC to play it on, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't
You're
take
talking-
much
that's
anymore.
a game I couldn't look at. I could not look at that game.
That's fair.
World of Warcraft?
Yeah, I
Because
just
of graphics?
Yeah,
I mean, I get it.
Do you
I
know
don't-
is the new like classic gonna have like the updated like current graphics?
God, it would have to.
I'd imagine.
I don't know. All I know is they're operating from a specific patch before
Yeah.
Burning Crusade. That's
Yeah.
all I know. I think they're trying to include a lot of things that are current, that aren't reliant on game
Game mechanics?
gameplay. Yeah, exactly. So it's
Like some quality of life improvements?
yeah, probably.
I
yeah.
I would be
some
happy about
UIs
that.
and yeah, exactly.
Dude, I like if they
Never
took
got
like
into
the
it.
current graphics and textures
Mhm.
and applied them to like that stage of the game,
Yeah.
that'd be a home
Yeah,
run.
absolutely.
I hope-
Absolutely.
I hope
mean,
that that's what
PCs
they're
were.
doing.
I don't know what year that was, but PCs were way different back
I
then.
can't
so.
do-
Jake
MMOs
says that,
like that.
Dawn of War
I don't
3
like
was
MMOs at all.
very MOBA-esque. That it was depressing, but that the
Okay,
game
well.
ended up dying within a few months.
Who said this?
Jake did.
Yeah, Jake Campbell.
Yep.
Yeah, I know he played it for a little while, and
It's a problem, because like those games, they didn't quite get us into the hobby overall. But like,
Oh, Dawn of War 1, like that's what like
that's what introduced me into the world.
yeah.
none of us had seen anything. about
It didn't like
Is
get
that a
us into the
40K
hobby,
game?
but like I think that if
that
we
was the
had
first one we played.
I think
I'm
that if we
asking, I don't
had
know what-
never
Oh,
I've
yes,
never
it is.
heard
Played
of
Dawn of
played
War.
Dawn of War, that we
Never
probably
heard
wouldn't
of
be in it right now.
Those
Yeah,
videos
maybe.
probably
No,
wouldn't
that's
have caught
fair
your
because
eye.
Maybe.
you really referenced that a lot when we.
Yeah, maybe.
But
I thought
I
it
got
was
in
really
for
cool
the
that I could own the
tabletop stuff,
physical
but-
models that we used to play with on a video game.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome, and actually like play with them on a tabletop instead. But
That's
Yeah.
funny.
What's that?
I hated playing it.
The RTS? the tabletop.
no, he
Yep.
didn't
Yeah.
like playing the tabletop.
Eli says that video games are more and more of a becoming cash grabs instead of creators investing in the art of
See,
creation.
I don't know if I've ever felt that way about a
It-
Nintendo game.
It
though.
depends.
Like
it
Smash
really
Bros.
depends.
Doesn't feel.
I
Smash
love
Bros.
love Smash Bros.
It's kind of a cash grab though, because they are releasing a lot of characters.
Right, but look how
in
many
terms
came out
of-
on the game though.
Their
I don't-
DLC is actually fairly slow.
I understand, but they're still.
I think that's a bit disingenuous. What new content has come out on the Switch in the last year?
What do you mean?
80% of its market has been ports. It's been other games.
Well, that's fair. That's fair, but
that
that's
they're-
not like
they're
sure,
pulling in.
sure. I'm talking about like Nintendo game, like you know what I mean, like Mario, the Mario IP, and like
Yeah.
the Smash Bros. IP. I think really, that came out last year, right?
Yeah.
I agree. Like they're not putting out a ton of stuff. I want to get Super Mario Maker 2. That, I don't know if it's fun, but it looks cool.
It looks terrible. It
Really?
is definitely not fun. No, the people who do that and make the. Have you seen some of those levels?
No.
Miserable.
Yeah, screw Dark Souls. Screw
miserable.
your P-word Bloodborne games, like pansy Bloodborne games. Like just like this is ridiculous.
That's
you need to
funny.
look some of this stuff up. It makes me mad
That's
just
funny.
thinking about some of the crap these people are putting other people through.
Have
It's
it-
akin to torture.
Have any of you guys ever played a game called I Want to Be the Guy?
No.
I have.
Pretty good.
Have
That's
you?
pretty
Yeah.
good.
I have.
What
Yeah.
is it?
It's basically torture porn, dude. It's horrible. Okay, it's
That's what I thought Binding of Isaac was. Like where you couldn't do anything. Like basically you move and die.
I love Binding of Isaac.
Binding of
though.
Isaac was a really good game.
Binding of
I
Isaac is super
downloaded it
good.
back when I had an Xbox One. I downloaded it on my Xbox One so I could play it.
That's not what it was.
I Want to
was
Be
really
the
good.
Guy is it's basically like it's a 2D side scroller where you just play this guy, and you
I think I
just-
watched you play it when we were
it
young.
just goes through like these horrendously difficult levels.
Sometimes like
And-
the menu itself, like to start.
Yeah.
Kill you?
Is trying to kill you. Yes.
Yeah.
No. Like
It's like you go to start the level and you die.
literally the first level of the game is it's a like you spawn and it's like this
You can never
like
be
back
comfortable.
and forth thing like, and you go down there and like the walls are like crashing trying to kill you, and but there's a way to get through it. But then you like jump through like the last hoop, and it's just like you spent all this time memorizing how these walls go and like what you had to do, and then you jump through and it's just like a pit of spikes and you die. But there's like this little ledge where you're like, I think I can make that. So you keep trying, and then like
And then the edge goes away.
yeah, and then you're like, okay, I don't know what to do, but then you realize
That sounds
Where
awful.
you spawn like originally, there's like a little section of ceiling that's not there, and if you jump, that's actually the way you're supposed to go. None of that was actually it.
So Eli says bring back
It's insanely
Metroid,
hard.
right? I
Bring
agree
back
with that.
what?
I haven't played a
Metroid.
Metroid
Super
game
Metroid?
in years.
Since GameCube.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime was
Metroid
the
Prime.
only reason that I bought a Switch.
Oh,
yeah,
the new
they
one? When's that
announced,
coming
they
out?
announced a new
Oh,
one.
I didn't even know that
I
was-
don't think,
I
even
didn't know
think
they
there's a
announced it.
release
They
date
they
for it
no
yet.
they pushed it back, but
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
only reason I got a Switch right now is for that and Pokemon.
Yep.
I
The
have a s-
Pokemon looks really disappointing.
Sword and
from what I've
Shield.
heard.
I think it's literally just Pokemon in 3D.
Well, I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
That-
but
Okay.
it's
that'll
not.
be fun.
That's literally what we've
but
been
there's-
begging for
As long as
years.
it's not Pokemon Go Simulator, like the Let's
Yeah.
Go Pikachu,
which it's
The
not.
Eevee and Pikachu
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
it'll be
Oh,
great.
It's just yeah.
The-
it's
the
just
Man, I'm
3D
just a
Pokemon.
sucker for original Pokemon.
Okay,
though.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
that's
I
fine.
don't want any. I don't
Well,
want
I
the
mean,
lamp
what's
Pokemon.
the point of having it on the Switch, though?
You're not gonna.
Might as well just
I'm
get
not
on the
gonna get
DS.
that.
You're never gonna get that game again. I want you to know.
Could I,
You'll,
put it
you
out as a
might.
DS.
There's been
or
stuff.
as a DLC.
I know.
I'd pay
I've
for it.
heard some rumors that they might put it out on mobile.
I got a Switch. Put it on Switch.
Okay. I'd rather have it on my phone than the
Really?
Switch. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I can play that whenever I want.
And I don't own a Switch, so that worked for me too. Yeah.
I have my Switch for Zelda because Zelda has been like
The game's trash.
10 out of 10 amazing. It's
See,
been
I mean,
utterly fantastic.
the last
Um,
Zelda won a lot of Game of the Year awards, and I mean, it wasn't my cup of tea, but it was for what it was. It was a great game.
I didn't like the
really,
look of
really
it.
liked it.
I didn't
I
like
love the look of it. I didn't like the lack of tutorial. I didn't like how they just dumped you in the middle of everything.
That's kind of Nintendo games, though.
and
Really.
expect not really.
Really?
There's
Yeah,
always
no,
there's
not
always
necessarily.
the level design is usually training you how
Well,
to
sure,
do stuff.
sure. Like
Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
none of that.
Nope, you're just
Dude, like
Do it.
you,
do stuff.
you die a lot.
Yeah, if you watch people analyze the like early games from Nintendo, like the Mario games, you can see like how everything like trains you without you even knowing it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
read an
exactly.
article
It's-
about
it's
that,
all
like
level
how,
design, yeah.
but it's intelligent design because you don't know you're learning how to play the game. You're
exactly.
just-
Yeah.
it's not like push A to do this. It's
Right.
just go
You
in.
don't
and-
do a tutorial even though you're doing a tutorial
right,
mission.
right.
Yeah.
Level
Yeah.
1 is always some form of tutorial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the new Fire Emblem has been amazing.
So,
So, I mean,
Jake
Super
says-
good.
I want to
Super
try
good.
that before
It-
on
it-
here
it's
before I
re-
get it.
it's
There,
really fun.
There is
Is
game.
it still like turn-based?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like that, but there's like a new element to it where there's like this monastery and like but it's free roam there. Like you can actually go and interact with like the characters that you play the game with.
That's the one like where you have the little like tanks and whatever
Oh
it
no,
was.
no, you're it's like medieval, like it's swords and
Okay,
magic
what am I
bows.
thinking?
Advance Wars.
Advance Wars. That's what it was.
Which Advance Wars is also a great game.
All right, hey,
I'm
so-
sad that ended.
We're gonna segue right now into our top 5. So Tony, top 5 video games of all time.
Okay, so like I put some thought into this on like
You don't get to share your thoughts right now.
well I have to preface it right. So top 5 best video games in what regard? So I thought
To you,
about
to
I
you.
thought about like what I found to be fun and replayable.
I
right?
think that might be the most important. If you got to pick one, pick that criteria.
Yeah. So number 5 was Mass Effect 2.
Good game.
Not
I always
1 or
wanted
3.
to get into Mass Effect,
2
man. I always
specifically.
wanted
I
to
don't
get
know
into
how
them.
you never did. They were excellent.
They were great games. Number 4 would be Metal Gear Solid 2.
Really, because that was one of my least favorite
Dude,
ones.
I used to get up
It
and
was
play and beat that every morning.
It was fun, but
You get
I
up and
was-
beat the game
I would
every
get
day?
Up, I'd beat that, then I'd eat breakfast. That was my routine.
You'd beat the same game every day.
Yeah. There was so much to do in that game too.
I don't know how that's not number one for you then. If you got that kind of
There's more.
replayability, go ahead.
All right, so that was 4. Number 3, Resident Evil 4.
Very good.
Went through a big stretch of the same thing where I'd get up and beat that game every day.
Is that the most recent one?
No,
that's
they're
That was
7 or 2.
two.
remake.
Two was the one that was
Yeah.
remade.
Right,
if that's
right.
what you're
7,
thinking.
I really played around with 7 being on there, but didn't make it on the list. Number 2, right? Yeah, number 2 was Skyrim. Because God knows I bought that every time it's been released.
I bought it a lot.
on
I've
almost
only bought
every
it 3
system.
times actually.
I think I bought it like 8
Dude, I
times.
bought it 3 times too.
You got that dragon back there. That's from when
Yeah.
I bought it. I've gotten so much enjoyment out of that game.
I think I've only bought
It's
it
not
twice.
perfect, but
It's got plenty of problems, but it is enjoyable.
and number 1, I'm really excited because they're re-releasing it with Final Fantasy VIII.
I liked
played
8
that
a lot.
so much.
I liked
Yeah.
8 a lot. I actually got in trouble one summer because I wouldn't share it with Dakota.
I remember
And my
that.
mom like jumped me.
Oh my god, she screamed at you for so long. And then like because I was sitting there and he was playing for like 3 hours.
Oh yeah, I was.
But like we would always like play for a while and then the other one would have to take a turn and play it to like the same point. And then like you'd go back and forth. But so then every time he would play first, so I would already know everything that would happen because I would sit there like watching, like
So you could
pawing
play-
at him to let me play.
you could play quicker.
So yeah,
That's a good one.
I've bought Final Fantasy VIII probably 12 times.
That game on Final Fantasy VIII. That game freaking because it was a 4-disc game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
From the second to third disc, there was an error and it wouldn't load.
Oh, yeah.
So because you're like that boss was it like a carnival or something?
It was
There
in
was
the
like
garden. Yeah.
a merry-go-round. I remember. You
Yep.
fight him
Yep.
by that, and I beat him, and it like
No, you
I
didn't.
put in the new disc, and it wouldn't do anything. I was like, no. So that's coming out again. I might get
Yeah.
that.
So like,
Yeah,
I've,
they're
I've-
remastering
I've
it.
bought every iteration.
How was 7 remastered?
It's not been.
It comes out in
Oh, it's not out yet.
March.
No. 7 was remastered. It was released already. It was great. But you're thinking of the remake.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, they're remaking it.
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
That's where they retooled it completely.
yeah, they're like changing story
But yeah,
elements
so
to it too.
Sony always had a handheld, right? There's been like 3 iterations of it.
Yeah.
I bought all of them, and I bought Final Fantasy VIII every time I bought a new one. So, that's my
funny.
list.
All right, Brad. What's your top 5?
All right. So number 5, and not because it was amazing or the best one, but was just because it was my first Game Boy game I've ever owned. But it would be Pokemon Silver.
Dude, it made an.
That was your first one?
That was my first
Dude,
Game
we
Boy
started
game.
blue and red.
Yeah.
Dude,
My
Yeah,
brother
I had
had
yellow.
my brother
You know,
had yellow.
Skyrim
but, yeah,
beat
I didn't get my
Pokemon Black and White because that was the first one where you could trade over the internet.
Yeah, I mean,
So, like-
that all the time.
But I was like, would I play it again though? No, I'd probably never buy it again. If
Black
Skyrim
and
showed
white.
up in my mailbox, I'd probably spend a good 50 hours on it.
I'm actually replaying Skyrim real quick too, so don't. I bought Skyrim probably twice. My number 4, I'm gonna have to say, is Oblivion over Skyrim, and simply because I liked the
Are you serious,
These guys are
Jake
tearing.
I-
They're tearing up
I
my.
agree with Jake.
We
I
tearing
agree
up my
with-
childhood.
No,
we have
I'm
to
sorry.
tackle this.
I have to agree
So,
with Jake.
Final Fantasy VII had a more convoluted storyline. Is that what we're trying to say here?
No, we're trying to say that it had a more complete world.
Thanks, Jake. You ruined my top 5.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I
All right.
loved both.
Finish
Absolutely
us
loved
off.
both.
So my number 4 would probably be Oblivion over Skyrim. Simply
Oblivion was great.
Simply because it was great, and I liked the mechanics of Oblivion over Skyrim.
Yeah, like if you jump more, you got better at jumping.
Exactly. The skills I think were there were a lot more of them, and some of them were kind of, like, why is acrobatics a skill you level from 1 to 100, right? But I think there's a lot. I think there were a lot
Because
of
you
really
could
cool.
unlock flipping, and it was awesome.
I remember that. But like the Thieves Guild missions were really cool. The Dark Brotherhood
I
was
liked
far and
Fallout,
away
Jake.
cooler than the Dark Brotherhood and
I was
Skyrim
the
and everything.
one who liked it.
Number
This is
3.
revenge for Fallout.
Number 3, I would probably have to say is Metal Gear Solid 3. Snake
pretty good,
Eater
dude.
was really
pretty
good.
good.
Snake
I
Eater was-
wasted countless time. I used to sneak in my brother's room and get on his PlayStation when he was gone and
Yeah.
just play that. And
Did you
then,
ever do the at the end cheat?
Which one?
So if you lay down and like save, you can go into your clock and move it a month ahead.
Yeah.
And the end will die of old age.
I never did that, but I heard about that.
awesome.
Yeah. Yep. So Metal Gear Solid 3, and then after it came out, so I think it came out on PS2, right? Yeah, it came out on PS2, and then after I got my PlayStation 3 years later, they had a whole collection you could buy on your PlayStation 3. I bought that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And I played that. I played the first Metal Gear games that came on Nintendo.
yeah. They're so hard.
I
so hard.
Ridiculous.
I
Oh my
definitely think that
God.
I like Snake Eater more than I
No,
like
Snake
4.
Eater was awesome.
4 was good, but I think
Yeah.
Snake Eater was the
I
best
really
of the
didn't like
series.
4 at all.
It was all right. It was a good way to like,
Dude, those
try to
freaking-
tie up the series,
those,
or even though they didn't.
tie things up and shoot them into the sky. Things was like a cheat code. Do it to everybody. Do it to
Oh,
anything.
yeah.
That's how you finish all missions.
The
And then you watch
Can't remember
the
what it's
plant
called.
lady's boob shake. Like that was all.
Oh,
of the
okay. To
Phantom
be
Pain.
fair, that was all Metal Gear Solids, other than the first, because they were just
Yeah,
cubes.
There was no. There were, yeah, there was,
they still shake, man. it was just like staring at a gelatinous meat cube. That's all
Man.
it was.
What number are you on?
Number 2, and I don't know what to say for number 2, honestly. Like, I feel like there's something better than Snake Eater, but not my first choice.
see, I had like top 5 of story, like great story games. and The
Okay,
Last
that's
of Us
fair.
was definitely on there.
You know,
That's
maybe
number 1.
Last of Us will be my number
Yeah.
2, because that was a really
That was a
awesome game.
fantastic game.
That was a really awesome
But
game,
like
and I
once
did play it a lot
once I
too.
played it though, I was like, do I need to play it again?
That's fair. That's fair. I think it did have a lot of. I think
Yeah.
I did play it a lot,
It was
like in
such a
terms of
good game.
replay value. And number 1's obviously going to be The Witcher. I've soaked probably more time into that game than I have literally any other game in my life. Like I'm not. It's been out for 4 years now, at least. Yeah, I think 4 years. And it's still on my PlayStation. I bought it on my Xbox, and now I've got it on my PlayStation.
I
and
never
still
got
play
into
it.
the Metal Gear games either. I
They're
don't.
fantastic.
I don't
games.
like
love
sneaking
them.
You're not
around
an
with
espionage
all.
person.
No, sneaking around is not
But
my
you don't
thing.
gotta. That's the
Like,
best part
not
of those
anymore.
games,
Yeah,
dude.
but like you're supposed to, right? Like it's kind of.
Stealth
Top
is
5.
always
Do
an
it.
option.
It's harder if you don't.
Okay.
I'm honest, like,
We're gonna start doing
sneaking
top
around's the
3
easy
when we're
part.
all here.
Okay,
We're
so
starting earlier.
All right. So my top 5s, I don't know if they'll necessarily be in this order, but okay. So we'll say number 5 will be Advance Wars Dual Strike on DS. Oh my God, I loved that game.
I never.
Yeah, you did.
You played it.
played it.
Right, but
we,
not
we,
like
all,
you.
we played it together. We passed the DS
Yeah, we
around
did a pass and play.
as I
Yeah.
kicked the crap out of both of you every
Whatever.
time, forever.
it was your game, you turd.
That game like actually logged how much time you spent, and I know at one point in time I had over 450 hours logged.
Yeah, well, you let me borrow your DS
Yeah,
for a
that
time
too.
too,
And he
like,
left it on for 6 months.
So like,
I don't think that.
I think
that
at one
number's
point we
gonna
were at
match
like
up.
600 hours, but I don't.
Oh no, it was really good.
It was insane.
I think Tim's actually writing his right
Number 4 is
now.
probably going to be Final
I
Fantasy.
forgot when you said amount of hours played. I was like, oh yeah.
Final Fantasy 7.
Pretty good.
Love it. I've played it so many times all the way through. I've unlocked that game. I have almost 100% completed.
I'm realizing I have a really bad history of starting and not finishing games.
Yeah.
Like this happens a lot.
Dude,
Go ahead.
You
Final
also
Fantasies
have a habit of
especially.
just hating everything.
I don't hate
see.
Metal Gear. It just wasn't my thing.
See,
You can finish that game in 2.5 hours.
Eli, I hope you're not surprised that was my first pick. I talk about it constantly.
number 3 will have to be Last of Us. It's
Really good game.
now it's the second greatest single player game I've ever
What's
greatest
the
single
first?
player experience I've ever had.
Let's hear it.
Which is number 2, which is God of War.
War.
God of War has seriously been like you have to play it.
That
It's-
was number 1 on my list of
dude,
great
here's
stories.
my
problem
issue
with
the-
God of
the
War.
story,
I don't
the gameplay,
typically like
everything.
that. I didn't.
Here's
really
my
care for
issue
the
with God of War.
franchise.
I have a hard time sitting down and playing it again.
well, I mean,
So
sure, but
the
like,
reason it
I've
didn't
only
make
played
my
last.
list was just because of that. Because
Yeah,
I
me
100%
too.
platinumed it. I have no reason to play the game.
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
And-
like
and
I have a
that-
really hard
that's
time
fine.
sitting
I'm
down
just-
and playing through it again.
I'm putting the list together based on one is
God, I've played
2
a
of them
lot
are
of games in my
replayability, but
I wasted a lot of time.
Dude, no, that
really it's
I
like
don't
the
think you're wrong at
impact
all.
that game had on me at the time.
that game
fair.
was
Which I mean, I only
phenomenal.
played Last of Us twice, and that's because I played on the second hardest difficulty, then I played it on the hardest and beat it.
Let me
beat it for
give
both.
everyone some. I know I've said this before, but like God of War, don't play it on hard mode. there's absolutely no reason to play it on hard mode, and it's really hard.
Yeah, but I don't.
And
do
I played it on
trophies
hard
PlayStation.
mode, and there's no trophy for hard mode.
For your
What's
first
your
time
number
going
one,
through,
bro?
Exactly.
Gotta
it
do
gets
number
harder
one.
than
My
that.
number one is
The difficulty after you
I
beat it,
played it.
it is stupid. Go ahead.
My number one is XCOM 2. Oh my god,
I never played it.
Dude, I've played so much XCOM. Like I've played the game all the way through,
Tales of Symphonia.
done
Hell
it over
yeah,
again
Eli.
and again so many times. You can build your characters so
I just
many
wish I
different
could
ways.
afford
I
that
wanna
game
throw-
as a
I
I
wanna
player.
dude,
throw
like,
in-
I'm not even
I
gonna have
love
this
that
conversation.
game.
I want to throw in an honorable mention.
Well, hurry up, Brad, because I got to get to my first 5.
Civilization 6. It's a really good game.
I'm surprised
I still
it
haven't
wasn't
played
on
that.
yours.
Civ 5
You
is
know
super good.
What else I'm surprised about?
okay.
Magic the Gathering Arena.
Alex,
Brad's
explain
all
more.
about it.
Oh my god.
Well, Jake would. That would have been his whole top 5, right?
no,
it would have
it
just
would've-
been cards and arena.
All right, Tim, let's hear it.
All right, here
Top
we go.
5.
So number 5, I had to pick one of the kind of like all the games. Get out of here! You got.
I already saw either your 2 or your 4, and I'm either
So
Never
I'm
understanding.
going to pick Call of Duty World at War, but it was basically
Great game.
I had so much fun with those games.
Yeah?
Like, we'd be playing.
You played online a lot.
Oh my god, with
yeah.
Schroff a lot,
Oh, yeah.
and like
That had that sniper.
our
rifle that
recon
blew up
plane will
3
find
people.
them wherever they hide. And like we're saying this, or like we'd get war puppies.
Yeah.
Remember-
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jake says XCOM 2 on Iron Man. Never play it tired. That's because you'll make mistakes, and then all your hours of work go away, and then you have to restart.
And
But
then
that
games.
whole era in my life could have been any of the like Modern
Plus, they
Warfare 1 through
introduced
3,
zombies,
too.
dude. Zombies, Call of Duty Zombies.
I always thought
was
Zombies was
amazing.
super overrated. It was
I
fun.
loved it, dude.
Okay, number 4 is Skyrim. Could also be Oblivion. You know what I mean?
I am not going to allow that cop out.
Okay,
You gotta
Skyrim.
pick one of the
Skyrim.
other.
I'll pick Skyrim.
I probably would have gone with Oblivion just because I played it so much
See,
more.
and I played. It's
See,
the opposite. For
they
me.
were tied for me, but then I realized I bought Skyrim like
9
48
times.
times.
My number 3,
that
which
number's multiplying.
It keeps going up.
it's only number 3 because it doesn't have the nostalgia of the other 2. Civ 5. It's probably my favorite game at the peak, but the
See,
other 2, Pokemon Blue,
yeah.
Pretty
was
awesome.
like
Yeah.
that was the first game I think I ever beat 100%.
Didn't you get a whole 150?
Yeah,
One?
I think I even had Mew.
Yeah.
Who
Hey,
didn't have Mew?
listen,
you
man.
saved the Master Ball.
Where-
Like,
where
come
you-
on.
Wait,
What?
you could.
No. Actually, funny story. My brother used his Master Ball on a
Side
duck.
duck.
what a loser. Go home.
You failed.
And then my number 1, pure nostalgia. I'll play this game whenever possible. Is Super Mario World. I love that game.
Yeah.
You know, I
So
didn't put any of
much.
my retro games on there.
I have the retro system.
Do you?
Yeah.
You need to bring it with you every Tuesday. I'll
I
play it
play the
every
shit
week.
out of it,
It's
yeah.
on the
So
podcast.
much
Fun.
I have-
Yes, Jay.
I have a bona fide.
Yes. We need to do a Civ 5 LAN.
Civ 5 is so
Dude,
good.
I would 100%.
Civ 5 is so
I have
good.
to do
I
that.
have
I
Civ
can't.
5.
Tony,
We
you
could
got a
do
top
it.
5?
He actually asked me about it.
I don't know. Maybe.
He doesn't really
I-
play.
You got
I've
a top
got-
3?
Yeah, sure. I would, in no particular order.
He's breaking the rules.
I put so much thought into my order. I toiled over it for like an hour.
You definitely put
I
more thought
swear to
into it.
God.
Yeah.
I was working.
But I'm happy with my top.
So was I.
Yes, I really like Skyrim and Oblivion. Well, they'll be 2 of my 5.
They're in there.
Yeah.
I'm
Good,
playing
now just give us
Skyrim
3
like
other ones.
I'll do-
right now, so I had to pick that.
I'll do Pokemon Red. I don't know why, but I've really gotten into Dead by Daylight. It's like a
it's like a serial
slasher.
killer,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great game.
It's really
What is it
it's
called?
Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
There's no AI at all. You just play with other people, and your goal is either to survive
Or kill people?
Or kill people. Yeah.
Oh, sounds
It's an
like
asymmetrical
Play like a serial killer.
multiplayer.
They've added multiple DLC too,
Yeah.
where people play as like Jason Voorhees.
Yep.
Or,
Yeah.
Yeah. That
It's actually-
one's.
it's actually
I've
really cool.
gotten.
I've thought about getting it.
Yeah.
What's your top?
Well, probably Skyrim or Oblivion, one of those
Okay.
two.
I do want to give an honorable mention. Days Gone was a phenomenal game that is not getting enough credit.
I don't know if I
really
ever
So
played
much, so much. This, yeah. I see. Sorry, Tony, but I see
So
all the
much
flack
this.
that this
Yeah.
game has gotten, and it doesn't deserve half of it.
It's such a good game.
Like it's
the story's
a really
great.
Good
The
game.
gameplay's great.
Yup.
You know, another good game is Dying Light. I love
Dying
that.
Light's
good.
pretty good.
I
yeah.
loved that game. They're coming out with a
Yeah,
second
they're
one.
coming out with another one.
Super excited about that.
How'd you like Detroit Become Human? And that's the end of the podcast.
I'm really upset
Why?
because he hadn't played it.
How do you know that? How do you
Of
know
course he
that?
hasn't played it.
I
Like,
dude,
what?
I didn't even start to talk about Heavy Rain.
Are you friends with him on the PSN? Look up, see if he's got any trophies on it.
I bet he does.
You don't have
I don't
to.
think I have a PSN account. Dude, I've only played Red Dead
Listen,
on that
we
PlayStation.
Dude,
literally-
we're gonna have to like narrow
We've called
the,
him dad
the,
all day. Like,
We're gonna have to
of
narrow
course
the
he doesn't have
scope
a
of his
PSN.
top fives a little more. Like we're gonna have to do like top 5 shooters or top 5 RPGs.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh,
There- I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
Tony's got a really
Yeah.
good idea. Like in the future, we're gonna have to rank things that we know nothing about.
Yeah,
Wow.
So
like
like
top 5 magic cards.
that one, you're gonna have to literally go off of just ones you know the names of.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I've heard of
Mine are literally all going to be land cards because I don't know the name.
We're not doing it today.
Hey, what's
I don't know the name of it.
Brad, what are the name of the red ones?
Oh shit!
Okay, hang on. Not to cut this train off, but like, we don't have a lot of time left, and we didn't touch on this. We need to touch on it. The Spider-Man thing.
We do need to talk about the
Oh,
Spider-Man
yeah.
thing. There
That's
was
big
an
news today.
So there was
right?
an article that came out today saying that Sony and Marvel have cut their ties regarding Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That they cannot reach a deal.
Think
to
about
move
what you
forward
just
with
said,
him in
though.
the MCU.
Think about how that's like Sony and Marvel have cut ties. Or no, I'm sorry. I think you said
Yeah.
Spider-Man and Marvel. I was like,
No.
Sony
Yeah.
and Disney.
Marvel's making money either
Yeah,
way,
Sony,
though, right?
yeah, Sony and Disney.
Or does
rather.
Sony own it outright?
Sony
owns
them
the
outright.
intellectual property of Spider-Man in a cinematic universe.
Okay, not comic-wise, not.
Not video game wise, not merchandise.
Oh, really? They don't even own the video
No,
game.
not exclusively. No. Sony Interactive has
Which is funny because
stake
they
in
made
it.
they've made some
Insomnia
really good video games over the past with Spider-Man.
made the last one. and they were
But at any rate,
fantastic.
for the layman, the peon like me, Spider-Man's out of the MCU. He's gone. He's out of the MCU.
if they're smart, they'll just never talk about him again.
Harold goes top 5 species of duck.
Oh, true facts about the
Mallard
mallard.
duck.
Yeah, here we go. We got a video for everybody.
Dakota, that wasn't that
Oh
funny.
my god, it's
Jesus.
hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
Top fights.
I know nothing about him.
Especially since he was lurking the entire podcast and then
said
just drops
nothing.
that.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. Back to Spider-Man and
But
how
yeah,
he's
so-
just gonna disappear.
So,
So, yeah.
what was Robert's top 5? Can you click the see more?
His
How
were,
did a Halo
top,
not
top
make
5
our
were
top
League,
5?
League of Legends,
Because
World of
Halo
Warcraft, Burning
3
Crusade, Halo 2, Rock Band 2, Diablo 2. He's a
Halo 3
he's-
is
no, he- hold on, He's a
fantastic.
big fan of sequels because
Burning Crusade was too. Halo 2.
League of Legends was derived from a map on
So-
He's a big fan of
Warcraft.
sequels.
He's just a big fan of 2,
So
man.
like Halo 2 is the only one I'll agree with on there that was like a revolutionary game.
I think
It's-
Halo 3 was much better than Halo 2.
Well,
while
Halo
I
2,
agree with you, but it
Halo,
was
Halo 2
revolutionary.
changed the scope of it.
Dude,
It's like
it-
Halo
it-
1, you
it
had
was-
med packs and like no
Halo 2
shield.
was the
Right.
first big online multiplayer
Yeah, it was a leap forward.
I
that was
watched him
seriously-
tear a kid apart. Like he was young and like I don't remember what he said to him. But he was like,
Dota,
"I'm
thank
gonna
you."
own your family." The kid left the land. He was gone. It was like I wish I could go into what he said, but
Oh my
it was
God.
not family friendly. And he was like 11 years old.
I don't think he was that young.
Dude, he was young.
I remember
'cause
when Halo
was-
2 came out. I don't think it
Okay,
was
so
11.
you would have been. I was like 16. So you would have
That would
been
put me
like
at
13.
13.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember it. I remember what you're talking about, where I utterly annihilated
And then
that
you guys
kid.
became friends years later. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's Dylan Martin.
So,
Oh, that's so late.
He
Wait.
just like.
I said some truly terrible things to him that
Yeah.
day.
Oh.
And then years later,
Did he even remember it?
yeah, he remembered. He still remembers to this day.
I don't know how he
Wait,
forget.
was this just online?
No, it
this
was. They
was-
were
this-
next to each other.
Oh.
We were forced to play in the same TV, but we hated each other. So all I did was talk trash about how awful he
dude,
was.
if I hated somebody, I'd be screen peeking the whole time.
Yeah,
you
no,
coming
I-
around that corner, you're about to die.
Oh my
Because
god,
I'm
dude!
watching your screen.
Those were the
Like
days,
old
man.
LAN
We would
parties.
meet at
Yeah.
Frank and Alex's house.
Yeah.
And we would LAN up.
Who's Frank?
He's Alex's brother.
Oh,
yeah.
We would LAN up, and then we would go play
Robert
basketball
goes,
at 2
first
o'clock in
ones
the
are
morning,
all right.
and then come back and play more Halo 2. It was so good.
yeah.
It was so much fun, man.
I remember taking my Xbox on vacation with me so I could play Halo 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, good old
No.
days.
Oh, man.
Remember when we used to get together at Drew Elder's house?
I do remember.
I don't remember that.
I don't either. I was never
I don't
invited.
think you guys
Not
were
even a phone
there.
call.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
think you didn't know Tony for like 8 years. You didn't know. You wouldn't know him for another 8 years.
Yeah, maybe.
Just finish it now.
I don't want it.
But
That's what she
there'd be
said.
like there'd probably be like 8 of us at least.
He goes Alex's brother.
I can't see it. We're not scrolling
Is Frank
down.
watching? No, it's Alex.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Jake Powell, why aren't you on the podcast?
Jake Paul just now joined. This is unbelievable.
He's
Yeah, at least he
joining
joined,
right as
right?
we ended. Like,
We'll see it Frickers.
I really appreciate the support for the podcast.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the Spider-Man thing. I think it's really.
yeah, the Spider-Man
I think it's
thing.
a big deal.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I do
I don't
see.
think it's that big of a deal.
I do see.
Sony
one,
movies are not as like. Look at Venom, dude. Venom was bad.
I was just about
Look
to say.
at
I
Spider-Man
see one
and Spider-Man
gem.
2.
I
They
see
were
one
bad.
gem out of this, and
They were
that's that-
good.
they
were
were
good.
okay. They
now
were okay.
we're
They
probably going to get a movie
were the
with
standard.
Venom
Yeah.
and Spider-Man.
So they were
That's
the
the one nugget, right?
they were
that's
the
the
standard
diamond
to
in the
go
rough.
by superhero movies. Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2.
They were.
Yes, absolutely.
They're not
So-
anymore.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I don't
this-
think
They,
that
I don't
just-
think they
movies
hold
changed.
up all that
I don't
well.
think just because Sony owns the rights that immediately that means all Spider-Man movies are going to suck.
No, that's fair.
You
That's
know,
fair.
One thing, why is it? It's not yours. It's mine.
I don't think it is
I don't see your
yours.
name on it.
It's right there.
Oh,
Venom was not good.
it wasn't. It
Venom
wasn't.
had
it
some
wasn't
questionable
that bad.
stuff on it.
Okay,
It wasn't
it-
great.
I never saw
It,
it.
it wasn't. It wasn't fantastic. But I'm looking forward to seeing Spider-Man and Venom on the same screen together.
All we're
That's going to
losing
happen.
really is the tie-in stuff, right? So you're not going to see the characters cross over and stuff. But is that
Well,
really
but
that
he won't
big of a
even
deal?
mention the Avengers. Remember, like they built him up to like have this admiration for all the Avengers. Now it's like he's going to pretend like they don't even exist.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he was kind of moving away from that in Far From Home. I mean, he was starting
I
to
think
realize
they were
that.
setting him up to really be like
Yeah,
a
they really
forerunner
left-
for the MCU.
Yeah.
Like-
No, they weren't. That's not been their
Like,
plan.
they, like
Do
he
you
was
think?
No, we know who
he was
their
supposed to be
forerunner is.
shouldering,
Are
like,
they going to
the
build?
Iron Man mantle?
Are they going to build
No,
off
he
the back
wasn't
of the
ever
current
gonna be.
story that they've developed?
I think they will.
Okay, well,
But
I think they would have
A
to.
lot of
just
his
simply
characters
because-
tied to Tony Stark.
But I guarantee
too,
you, it's going to be like
that.
it was going to be a universe
can't
shift.
drink
thing.
it.
Like some people are just going to die, but then they're going to be alive in the MCU.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
probably.
Nick Fury's going to die off camera.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
they're
I'm
never
just
going to
saying
mention anybody else.
They did leave us with a huge cliffhanger at the end of Far From Home.
Right.
And I think that to not do something with that would be kind of criminal.
I mean, there's a
But-
lot they could do with it. Right?
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
Which they're probably introducing like Sword and the Man on the Wall stuff
Yeah.
because they're going into the
I mean,
Galactic MCU.
That was important as well. I guess I was more so referencing the James Jonah Jameson.
I think the MCU going forward might be.
he is a Spider-Man.
I don't think it's going to be as good as what we had.
Yeah,
So he'll still
yeah, that's
I
true.
mean,
I think they had
that
lightning
has-
in a
that has
bottle
yet
with,
to
with
be
some of the
seen.
guys, some of the people they had.
Hey, you know, I'm optimistic. I don't think it's as bad of a thing as
Yeah, I
everybody's
agree.
leading out to.
I mean, we're
It
going to get a
sucks.
lot
It's
of
not great.
We're
but,
going to
like,
get a lot of new stuff.
We could have
like-
no
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
but look at some of the new stuff we're going to have.
I mean,
We're going to have more Captain Marvel going
Blade
forward.
could be awesome.
yeah,
and
Blade,
and we're gonna have Thor Ragnarok on Guardians of the Galaxy.
is that confirmed?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean,
yeah.
I may be like alone at this panel.
I think
even,
that's gonna be
that
good.
Thor
I'm
Ragnarok
not.
wasn't a great movie.
Oh, okay. You're alone
Because that was
You're
just,
definitely in the minority with that
I
opinion.
mean, take away the humor. What do you have?
I think you got a pretty flat overall
You
story.
have
like-
nothing.
there.
yeah.
There's some pretty solid action scenes, but meh.
That's a Marvel movie, though.
I
Like,
mean, yeah, I was just about to say. I
So
think that's a lot.
pretty
of
solid action
Marvel.
scenes without context are
it's
what?
MCU the
They're
sequel.
What is MCU? I don't get it.
I don't know what you're talking
It's-
about.
It's
It's
because
MCU
you
the
won't like
sequel.
it unless it's a number 2.
Oh, I see.
That's funny.
That's really funny.
I think this is the first time Robert's watched most of the podcast, and
I agree,
people are
Alex.
He says,
bagging on him.
Alex says, hopefully Captain Marvel transforms into a new actress.
You know, I think
agree.
if another actress was playing her, she'd be much more well received. People just she is
She's very polarizing.
she just does not.
She's a terrible human being.
I don't know about any of that, but like she's not.
go on public record, but they did turn her into a Super Saiyan, which is kind of cool.
I disagree entirely. She's way too powerful.
She is
to be
way
cool.
too powerful.
She's too
Spaceship
powerful to be
stand no
interesting.
chance. She might if she joins the Guardians of the Galaxy, it's over.
There'll be no
She
Galaxy
literally
to guard.
like
She flew through something.
multiple times.
So
That's kind of her
fleet.
shtick
I'm
now.
just saying, like, you guys need to understand how this shit works. Like, they'll just throw in some random dumb thing, and all of a sudden, she can't fly through ships now.
That's
what is
fair.
she gonna do?
That's fair.
I
Or
mean,
they'll just
They're
take
gonna
their
use
powers
they're
away.
gonna
They
use
do that,
Jedi
like,
speed
once
to
a
get
season.
away.
that would be fantastic.
They're gonna use Super Jedi speed to get away. Oh, that's gonna be useful. They'll never use it again.
I'm just saying, like,
No, they can
Don't
just
worry
like
about
write
it,
it.
man.
one.
Yeah.
When they can run away.
They can just write it out. I get it.
Okay,
But from now
so
on, when you see a big dreadnought spaceship in the sky, it's like, oh, it's gonna blow up Earth, and she doesn't fly through it. Everybody's like, come on.
you've done it
Well, it's
before.
like the light
as long
speed
as they
scene
explain
through
it,
Star Wars,
it's okay.
right?
That's
As long as
fair.
they explain why she didn't do it.
Yeah.
So next week we need to talk about next week we need to talk about how they've officially announced
I'm not gonna repeat.
the Matrix 4. Yeah.
Oh, they
That
didn't
ha-
officially announce it. It's a
What?
rumor. Read the article. Am I the only one that reads the article?
I read the article.
It literally says
It's
this is
officially
a
happening.
rumor, and it is all they have to report on. It's
Listen,
like
man.
6 lines.
All I'm gonna say is,
It's
for
a
a long
rumor.
time, I was like, man, are they gonna make a Jurassic Park 4? Now I look back, I'm like, why did they do it?
Yeah,
Why did you
I
want
wish
it?
they
I think
had.
you and I
the
might have read
Matrix
different
already
articles.
did not
I'll
end
show
on the
you.
strongest note, kind of like Jurassic Park. And,
Yeah, like
Dude,
they
I-
shouldn't
I'm
have made
halfway
more
please
than
just
with
one.
leave it alone and do something else,
Okay,
please.
let's get into this next week because we're out of time.
And I get
Yep.
I don't have to pee.
I don't have to
That's
either.
good. All right, guys.
We're going for another hour.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You want to go for another hour? We can go.
We're gonna start
I-
running this like the Joe Rogan
I-
podcast.
I'm
You just
insanely-
talk, and then at one point you're like, okay, we're not talking anymore. Goodbye.
When we get too stoned,
That's
we just
literally how that
stop.
show goes.
Yeah, no, you're right.
All right, no, we can be done though. All right,
okay.
guys.
Bye, guys.
What a way to end it.
Have a good
I gotta go to
night.
the bathroom.
We love you.